Okay, ladies and gents, so that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. The reason that I wasn't hearing anything is because I didn't have my monitoring device turned on. So the headphones that are in my ears at the moment, the device sits in my back pocket, and I did not have it turned on. So apologies for that. Anyway, welcome, and thank you for joining me, and thank you for your patience. If you could just let me know that you can hear me nice and clearly. Thomas Benjamin Wilde, Esquire here. I am doing this live show to celebrate the launch of my new single, Let's Get Ready to Turn It On, featuring Madam Misfit, which is available to download, buy, stream from today from all the usual places. We'll get to that in a bit, but I'm going to start off with a classic by Mr. Tom Lehrer, which is rather apt for the times we live in. I love my friends, and they love me. We're just as close as we can be. And just because we really care, whatever we get, we share. I got it from Agnes, she got it from Jim. We all agree it must have been Louise that gave it to him. Now she got it from Harry, who got it from Marie. And everybody knows that Marie got it from me. Giles got it from Daphne, she got it from Joan, who picked it up in County Cork, kissing the Blarney Stone. Pierre gave it to Sheila, who must have bought it there. He got it from Francois and Jacques, ha ha! Lucky Pierre! Max got it from Edith, who gets it every spring. She got it from her daddy, who gives her everything. She then gave it to Daniel, whose spaniel has it now. Our dentist even got it, and we're still wondering how. But I got it from Agnes, maybe it was Sue, or Billy, or Millie, or Jilly, or Willie, it doesn't matter who. It might have been at the club, or at the pub, or in the loo. But if you'll be my friend, then I might. Mind you, I said might. Give it to you. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gents, and thank you for joining me. Anybody who's just joined me and missed the disaster that was the start of this live stream with all the technical issues that boiled down to just being the fact that I hadn't actually turned my headphones on. So welcome. Now, ladies and gents, this evening what I'm going to be doing, if you have purchased your Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire songbook, which is available as a hard copy or as a PDF download from my website, then I will be telling you the page numbers of the songs that I actually play that do feature in it. So a little bit later on I'll be going through and telling you those page numbers so you can sing along or play along if you want to, if you play an instrument. This next one doesn't appear in it because it's too new. This next song was a reaction to people who come along to my live shows for one thing and one thing only. Hello there, I'm just here for the swearing. I don't much care what else you have to say. I don't care about the clothes that you are wearing or the other songs that you've chosen to play. I'm not listening to the words you've constructed in rhyme. I'm unmoved by the chord that you have struck. I care not for the years you've spent honing your craft. I'm just waiting for you to say, forgive me, I'm just here for the swearing. The other stuff's a little overblown. I disagree with many of the sentiments you're airing. They always make me want to roll my eyes and groan. Your political opinions are opposed to my own, but that's usually not something I admit. Though none of that's important, that's not why I'm here. I'm just waiting for you to say, shh. Shall I explain? I'm just here for the swearing. Could Could you at least give me some small profanity? I've been waiting patiently all evening, and I want to go back home soon for my tea. I'm sure your other work has some sort of appeal, but it's not something on which I wish to take a punt. In fact, I'd like to hear you take it up a gear. It would make my day if you would just say, could you please just swear? Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gents. Now, I'm noticing that the audio on my software on here is going up into the red quite a lot. And I always know that red means bad, okay? So if it is distorting a little bit, I'm going to turn this down ever so slightly. And hopefully, that won't blast your ears off quite so much. Okay, ladies and gents. So just reading some of this stuff. I'm just here for the adult language, yes, lots of people are. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it in due course. This next song actually is in the Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire songbook. And it is on page 27 of the Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire songbook. If you don't have it already, you can get it from my website. It comes as a PDF download as well. This next song is about an activity that I've kind of missed and actually got to enjoy for the first time in quite a long time by myself in the house when my partner went off to London to go and meet a friend. So this song, as it's Friday night, is about what I enjoy doing on a Friday night, typically in normal times. It's Friday night. It's Friday night. I'm all alone. I'm all alone. My significant other has gone off out with her friends, so I'm sitting on my own. But I don't mind. But I don't mind. I won't protest. I won't protest. Because it's times like these when I can indulge in what I like doing best. Don't need no one because I'm getting pants drunk. An evening in I love to spend it pants drunk. Stripped down to my underwear, sitting back in my armchair, feeling all devil may care with an evening's worth of time to spare. Please don't try to knock, I'm getting pants drunk. You could be in for quite a shock, I'm getting pants drunk. No need for dressing to impress, just sitting back in my own mess. I'm content on my own, just getting pants drunk. Curry for one, maybe Chinese, or perhaps I'll order both as tonight. I'll do just as I damn well please. How about that Netflix documentary about Colombian drug cartels or the fall of Nazi Germany? Don't need an invite out, I'm getting pants drunk. I'm content to lie about, just getting pants drunk. I'll pour myself another drink, fart and revel in the stink, just sitting on my own here getting pants drunk. Please do not disturb, I'm getting pants drunk. There's nothing more superb than getting pants drunk. I'll look up history on Wikipedia, be deliberately contrary on social media, troll and cause an online fight, then watch it carry on all night. Don't feel bad for me, I'm getting pants drunk. You probably don't want to see me getting pants drunk. Roaming around the house all wild and free, disregarding all sense of dignity. Nights at home were made for getting pants drunk. The World Wide Web at my fingertips, a source of endless fascination with my lager cotton chips, but not forgetting the incognito setting. A gentleman never subjects a lady to a search history she may find upsetting. There's nothing I love more than getting pants drunk. Friday nights were made for getting pants drunk. Never do I feel more grand than when scratching my balls and sniffing my hands, sitting on my arse, just getting pants drunk. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. There's something I would like you to do, please. Repeat after me. Pants drunk. 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 Don't need no one because I'm getting pants drunk. Pants drunk. An evening in I love to spend it pants drunk. Pants drunk. Stripped down to my underwear, sitting back in my armchair, feeling all devil may care with an evening's worth of time to spare. Please don't try to knock, I'm getting pants drunk. You could be in for quite a shock, I'm getting pants drunk. No need for dressing to impress, just sitting back in my own mess. I'm content on my own, just getting pants drunk. No one to judge my choice of tunes. No longer in my headphones, banished up to the spare room. The bathroom door can stay open wide. The dog doesn't complain about the noises from inside. There's something to be said for getting pants drunk. Why not stay at home instead and just get pants drunk? Nobody to tell you how to spend your time. You can do it your way and I'll do it mine. Nothing can compare to getting pants drunk. Thank you very much indeed there, ladies and gents. Thank you very much indeed. Just going to check some of the comments out here, just in case you're telling me that it sounds awful and then I'm blasting your ears off. Excellent. Lots of people saying pants drunk. Lots of people doing exactly what they were asked to do. So well done. Okay. So this next song is from my first album, Awkward Encounters While Walking My Dog, which is available to purchase from my website or from your usual music platform. You can get a CD from my website as well. This is a song about a drink I've not been able to drink since I was, I believe, 15 years old. Underage drinking down the park. I actually threw up down the back of a friend's sofa and then ran away in the morning. And yes, so this, and since then I've never been able to drink this particular drink. I'm sure you'll tell me your teenage cursed drink in the comments as well. This is a song called I Can't Drink Cider Anymore. Still young enough to hang out down the park, never on a school night at the weekends after dark. We'd always find sources of cheap alcohol aplenty, Buckfast, wine, Glen's, vodka, hooch and Mad Dog 2020, using everything within our power to access substances to enhance interpersonal prowess. But the one drink I refer to as the devil's brew I can bear no longer, as I'll now explain to you. I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. Our cold lager and lime makes for a rather smashing time, but cider is a drink I can't endure. Teenage drinking was a curse, and it left me feeling worse than other drinks we'd managed to procure. And now I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. I'm absolutely fine with a beer or with a wine, and countless spirits one may wish to pour, but a single cider drink will make me throw up in the sink, the lavatory, or even on the floor. Because I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider anymore. Just to be creative, we would often try to make clever combinations we might now deem a mistake, trying new concoctions at a breakneck record pace, making Sunday mornings an ordeal to have to face, day trips to the bathroom, the finale of the week, sat behind closed blinds with no ability to speak, but one drink left an effect I'd ne'er soon forget, and from those regurgitations I have not recovered yet. I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. A double G&T is jolly good for me. A Jaeger bomb will warm me to the core. I am the type of bloke who loves rum and coke, and no, I've tried many times since just to make sure. I know I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. I can't drink cider anymore. Whether it's Scottish whiskey can be a little risky, but it makes one feel satisfactorily mature. I can keep on staying out on the ale or on the stout, but cider leaves me bidding friends adieu. Because I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider, I can't drink cider anymore. Thank you very much indeed there, ladies and gents. Thank you very much indeed. I do realise I forgot to tell you what page that was on in the songbook. So that song was actually page 17. So apologies for that. I will try and remember each time now. If you haven't already seen Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire Potts songbook, both my albums worth of songs are in there. Oh, I've just knocked a light over. God, it's not going well tonight. Let's move that back over there, out of the way. All the technical problems this evening. So yes, this next song is about my skills with DIY. It's actually on page 35 of the songbook. For those of you who don't know, it's available to stream and download. It's available to download from my website or as a hard copy as well. So this is a song, give me a sec, about all the DIY I've had to do during lockdown. Okay. My bathroom tap was leaking, so I set about seeking some advice from the good old internet, which caused me some frustration with conflicting information. So I had to have a sit down and pour myself a drink instead. The picture rail was falling, so to avoid the need for calling someone out who might charge us through the teeth, I acquired a Black & Decker, no, did not set out to wreck a perfectly good bit of plastering that once sat just beneath. The job conspired against me, ill preparation came to bite. The end result could hardly have been worse. I had simply failed to do the job I'd been entrusted to, so I folded in and did what I really should have done at first. I called someone to fix it, I called somebody over. I've no desire to do this with or without a hangover. My partner has been asking me to do this for a while, and so I turn and say to her with a sad and weary smile, it would require some basic skill, or some modicum of will, or reliance on assistance from a friend. And that's why I never try, even simple DIY, I'd have to call someone to fix it in the end. We want to put up shelves so we can satisfy ourselves with all the things that we've acquired across the years. So I set about to drilling and then very nearly killing myself or causing lasting damage through the long frustrated tears. The bathroom tiles were grouting, but I know I'll end up shouting at myself as I somehow cause a wreck without sufficient tools or any knowledge of the rules that others seem to know instinctively without any need to check. This lack of expertise always brings me to my knees, and midway through I'll likely have a change of heart as I cry out for a foul, excrete and then throw in the towel and resign myself to doing what I should have from the start. I'll call someone to fix it, I'll call somebody over. I've no desire to do this with or without a hangover. My partner has been asking me to do this for a while, and so I turn and say to her with a sad and weary smile, it would require some basic will, or some modicum of skill, or reliance on assistance from a friend. And that's why I never try, even simple DIY, I have to call someone to fix it in the end. no desire to do this with or without a hangover. My partner has been asking me to do this for a while, and so I turn and say to her with a sad and weary smile, it would require some basic skill or some modicum of will, or reliance on assistance from a friend, and that's why I never try even simple DIY. I'd have to call someone to fix it in the end. Thank you very much indeed there, ladies and gents. Now, I've actually been quite proud of some of the DIY projects that I've done over lockdown. I built an arbour in the garden, which has a screw sticking out of it that needs to go pushed back in. I hung a fireplace the other week. Again, not brilliantly. It might require some fixing at some point, but I've been forced to because there's been nobody to be able to call out. So I'm quite looking forward to being able to call people out to do those kind of jobs again. You might notice that the studio's had a bit of a paint as well since the last time I did this. That wasn't me. That was actually my partner who did that. She got so fed up with how messy and untidy it was in here, I had to move everything to the middle of the room while she painted it for me. And I'm very grateful because it looks lovely. So on that note, I'm going to take you to page 14 of the Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire songbook. Okay, and this is the closest I've ever written to a love song. So this is a song called Living in Sin. Often I'm reminded of age-old social norms that you and I both willfully ignore. Never entertaining ideas of attempting to conform, for etiquette can be an awful bore. We'll play the game together and we will write the rules, though we may be forever dismissed as silly fools. We'll always pay our own way without embarrassment or fear, even if some people say they're quite dismayed to hear that we are living in sin, living in sin. If there is a heaven and we're not getting in, we could subscribe to their airs and their graces. We could stick the middle finger up in all their stupid faces. Living in sin, living in sin. Though it may not seem it, we are shooting for the win, not wasting our time waiting for our lives to begin, because we're living in sin. When we are surrounded by magnolia and beige, I'd like a tin of tartan paint to throw. I very quickly tire of being told to act our age, of smiling, nodding, putting on a show, pretending we should be there, all that would give a toss, navigating situations as if we really care, politely dodging questioning that makes us both quite cross. We might as well admit the fact we're actually quite proud that we are living in sin, living in sin, taking life exactly as it says on the tin. What would we need a big wedding day for? Think of all the holidays that money could pay for. Living in sin, living in sin. Mine's a slimline tonic topped up with a double gin. Duty and tradition can go out with the bin, because we're living in sin. chips are down, neither of us is going anywhere. We're living in sin, living in sin. All the world can throw at us will take on the chin. It's never been debated, you're the yang to my yin, because we're living in sin. Living in sin, living in sin. I'll be your cagoule when the rain is setting in. Don't need empty gestures to show that we belong. Our ability to outlast them has put all the doubters wrong. Living in sin, living in sin. Not afraid to face them with a smug and stubborn grin. Proudly at the centre of one God Almighty dim, because we're living in sin. Thank you very much indeed there, ladies and gents. Thank you very much indeed. Now I'm going to play you a bit of a new one now. So this one's not in the songbook, but it will be included on my new album, which I'm currently working on, which I'm aiming to have out before the end of the year. So I did a video for this one earlier in the year. Now this song gets me into trouble quite a bit, particularly with people who are trying to get in contact for various different reasons. I'm terrible at replying to emails. I always was when I worked in education. And I'm just as bad at the moment as well. So for the most part, verse 1 and verse 2 of this song apply to most people who get in contact with me. But verse 3 is the one that gets me into trouble. But you'll hear that in a second. So this is a song called Apologies for the Late Reply. Apologies for the late reply. I genuinely just forgot. I didn't mean to leave you hanging. In truth, this happens quite a lot. I read your message straight away, but my response was complicated. So I left some time to think on it. I hope that you're not too frustrated. Apologies for the late reply. I thought I'd send you my response, but your rather snarky follow-up made me jump to it at once. I'd composed it quite succinctly and precisely to that end. Then a dog video distracted me, and I forgot to click on send. And this is the one that gets me into trouble. Apologies for the late reply. I was unsure of what to say. In truth, I hoped if I ignored you, then maybe you would go away. But my guilt at your persistence required acknowledgement, and so my answer to your small request is a big resounding no. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this next song I'm going to dedicate. A friend of mine, Johnny Blades, got in contact the other day to tell me that his other half, Angie, is celebrating her birthday. And we didn't say specifically on what day. But Angie, happy birthday. I'm going to dedicate this next song to you. In fact, I'm going to tell you what page it's on in the songbook as well first, because I did promise I'd do that. It's on page 11 of the songbook. You're a strong, determined woman, you always speak your mind. You race ahead of other girls and leave them far behind. You've achieved success through hard work, you've always had a plan. But that won't help you very much when you need to find a man to love you and to hold you, to protect you when you're wrong, to sing you a nice song, to sweep you off your feet like you're in a fairy tale. To give your life a purpose, you need a heterosexual male. Forgetting my own lyrics there. The letters by your name suggest an education too. A published book on neuroscience, my darling, good for you. You're a very clever girl, no doubt. Your success may well inspire, but these dalliances hide the truth of what you secretly desire. Someone to hug you and to kiss you, to tell you you look good, to explain films and literature because you may have misunderstood, to undermine your politics but your fair appearance hail. To give you affirmation, you need a heterosexual male. While I'm all for feminism and only want what's best for you, there's no monopoly on suffering and men have problems too. You claim the patriarchal society is to blame, but hold on there, sweetheart, for not all men are the same. To rush to keep you company when you're feeling all alone, but when you turn down his advances, complain he's in the friend zone. To subtly criticize and patronize you when you fail, to define you as a person, you need a heterosexual male. To grab you and to hold you, to tempt you into bed, to strip down to his underwear before you've given the go-ahead, with attempts at your arousal that rarely prevail. To satisfy your need, you need a heterosexual male. Thank you very much indeed. Happy birthday, Angie. I hope you enjoyed that one. Okay, so we're moving quickly through the songs now. I'm going to be playing my brand new single, Let's Get Ready to Turn It On, a little bit later on. But just to make you aware that that is now available to purchase, stream, download from all the usual places, from my website. If you go to my website, then I get more money for it. As well, if you are enjoying the show tonight, you can leave me an online tip through PayPal. There's a link just below, and there's links to various other things as well that you might be interested in, merchandise and all that kind of thing. If you want to join my Patreon community as well, then that's always fun to have people join me on there. So this next song I actually wrote a year ago, because I'm 41 now. I know, time flies, eh? I'm 41 now. It was my 40th last year. What a great year to have a 40th birthday, eh? However, I don't count 2020, so technically I'm only 40. That's allowed, isn't it? So I wrote this song leading up to my 40th birthday. And yes, I played this one live once before, but not in its current form. Now, it was missing something when I played it before. It's now been added in, and I'll tell you about that after I've played it. Okay, so this is a song called Making Friends at 40. Is this what we've come to? Now that we're reaching middle age and we've left all youthful exuberance behind, a tolerable lifestyle and a reasonable wage, with fewer fun distractions left to find. Has the calling, the sole ambition of our youth, that burning, yearning need to find our place, been pacified by years of learning that finds one deeming it uncouth, leaving only lines from the forced smiles upon one's face? We're making friends at 40, yes, we're making friends at 40. This is not how I imagine midlife to be. It's really quite exhausting in all honesty, because we're making friends at 40 when it's nice to make a friend. But with so many compromises, we may well have to pretend. What's the connection? How were we fated now to meet? Or have I met you many other times before? Did you marry an acquaintance? Did you move in down the street? Please forgive me for these days, I'm never sure. Are you really curious? Or just pretending that you care? A folly of which you were once vaguely aware. Is this boring you as well? The conversation leaves us short, and I can't disguise my yawning when the subject turns to sport. We're making friends at 40, yes, we're making friends at 40, being forced to behave like a proper adult, meeting all types of people one can't help but insult. We're making friends at 40 when it's nice to make new friends. Now that weddings, births and funerals make for action-packed weekends, what would we have to say if we could see ourselves then housed around a barbecue, trying to heat up half a cow in polite conversations, feigning interest to be nice, discussing the remortgage to get some free financial advice? We're making friends at 40, yes, we're making friends at 40. We can't handle our booze like we did once before, which makes inane interactions even more of a chore. We're making friends at 40, though it's nice to make a friend. The need to get home for dogs and babysitters brings a night to a swift end. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gents. That's the first time I performed that one in its guise with trumpet from the fantastic Mr. George Bartle. The instructions I gave to him were spaghetti western trumpet, and he sent back exactly what you just heard there. Bang on perfect. I think it really makes that track. So that is actually the title track of my new album, which should be released later this year. So Making Friends at 40, I'm hoping to have it out November time, with hopefully 12 songs on it this time round. Okay. So yes, are we all in the mood for a bit of a sing-along? A bit of audience participation? I don't care. I can make the decision. So yes, we are. We're all in the mood for a bit of audience participation. This one's quite easy, and they gradually get a little bit more complicated. So this is a song called Everything Stops for Tea. Your part in it is quite simple. You'll hear me sing la-di-da-di-da-di-do when the clock strikes 4, and you're all going to sing Everything Stops for Tea, or you're going to type it probably on there because I can't hear you singing it, but you can sing it at home with your friends, with your family. Okay, let's try it. La-di-da-di-da-di-do when the clock strikes 4. Now I'm going to assume that was excellent, so we're going to give it a go with the track. Let's go. Oh, the factory may be roaring with a boomalaka zoomalaka wee, but there isn't any roar when the clock strikes 4. Oh, the lawyer in the courtroom in the middle of an alimony plea has to stop and help him pour when the clock strikes 4. It's a very good English custom if the weather be cold or hot. If you need a little pickup, you know a little teacup will always hit the spot. You remember Cleopatra had a date to meet Mark Antony at 3. When he came an hour late, she said, "You'll have to wait." One more time, la-di-da-di-da-di-do, when the clock strikes 4. Oh, they may be playing football and the crowd is shouting, "Kill the referee!" But no matter what the score, when the clock strikes 4. Oh, the golfer may be golfing and just about to make a hole in 3, but it always gets him sore when the clock yells 4. It's a very good English custom and a stimulant for the brain. If you feel a little weary, a tea will make you chilly, and it's cheaper than champagne. Oh, I know now why Franz Schubert never finished his unfinished symphony. He might have written more, but the clock struck 4. One more time, la-di-da-di-da-di-do, when the clock strikes 4. Excellent work there, ladies and gents. I can see everybody typing. Everything stops for tea. Brilliant work. Brilliant stuff. Okay. So we're going to ramp things up a little bit more now. So this is a song called Happy Go Lucky Me. Okay, and your part in it is quite simple. Okay, you're going to hear me sing, "I can laugh when things aren't funny." And at that point, you're all going to go, "Ha ha ha!" Okay, with a short laugh. So it sounds something like this. "I can laugh when things aren't funny. Happy go lucky me." Okay, I'll sing through the first verse, and then you can sing the second time round. I'll leave the gaps for you there. So let's give this a go. Try that again. That took me by surprise. I can laugh when things aren't funny. Happy go lucky me. I can smile when I ain't got no money. Happy go lucky me. It may sound silly, but I don't care. I've got the sunlight, I've got the moon, I've got the stars above. Me and my sweetie, well, we both share a slappy-go-dappy, happy-go-lucky love. Well, life is sweet, yes, as sweet as honey. Happy-go-lucky me. Okay, it's your turn now. I can laugh when things aren't funny. Happy-go-lucky me. Good work. I can smile when I ain't got no money. Happy-go-lucky me. It may sound silly, but I don't care. I've got the sunlight, I've got the moon, I've got the stars above. Me and my sweetie, well, we both share a slappy-go-dappy, happy-go-lucky love. Well, life is sweet, yes, as sweet as honey. Happy-go-lucky me. Okay, freestyle now. Happy-go-lucky me. Your turn now. Happy-go-lucky me. It may sound silly, but I don't care. I've got the sunlight, I've got the moon, I've got the stars above. Me and my sweetie, well, we both share a slappy-go-dappy, happy-go-lucky love. Well, life is sweet, yes, as sweet as honey. Happy-go-lucky me. One more time. Happy-go-lucky me. One more time. Happy-go-lucky me. Well done there, ladies and gents. Well done. I can see everybody joining in text form, at the very least. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be doing a bit of a Q&A at the end. So if you've got any questions that you can think of, save them to the end. I'm going to bring the laptop a little bit closer so I can actually read the questions there. Otherwise, I'll get lost in scrolling back through all the comments, you see. So yeah, we're going to do a Q&A at the end. So if you can think of any questions that you want me to answer, then let me know. When we get to that point, This next song is another bit of audience participation. I do not need the Banjo-Laylee for it, so I'm going to pop that behind me, which could be dangerous. In fact, no, I'm not going to, because there's too much stuff in the studio that I might crash into and bash around into. So it's going to stay on for this one. So ladies and gents, this song is a song called Stop Being an Arsehole, and your part in it is quite simple. You're going to hear me sing, stop being an arsehole, and you're going to shout, okay. Okay? Stop being an arsehole, okay. Okay? Now this got me into trouble a little bit recently because I happened to mention Donald Trump's name in conjunction with it. I am going to mention Donald Trump's name in conjunction with it again. Donald Trump is an arsehole, and I don't care what anybody has to say about that. Okay? So I am going to dedicate this song to sexists, homophobes, transphobes, racists, ableists, the Tory government, and Donald Trump. Okay? And this is a song called Stop Being an Arsehole. Okay, you know your part in it, you know where you're coming in. Let's give it a go. I always like to march at the beginning of this one. It's got quite a long intro to it. Gives me something to do. The time has come, you will agree, to stop being afraid, to do away with subtlety and call a spade a spade. We've passed the point when one can simply turn and look away. Stop being an arsehole. Okay! We've been politely sitting on the fence for far too long and burying our heads in the sand to pretend there's nothing wrong. Ignoring a rotten smell will never make it go away. Stop being an arsehole. Okay! And sensible debate, and must adjust the balance now before it is too late. Does every ill-informed moron deserve to have a say? Society won't progress while there are half-wits in the way. Privileged, immature fuckwits do not recognise they're blessed, and when given half a chance, they cannot help but make a mess. The grown-ups need to intervene to interrupt their play. Stop being an arsehole. Okay! At this point, I like to do a little bit of a dance, a little bit of a waltz around the room with my imaginary partner, bashing into the microphone there, limited space. Many folks who fought to have a voice across the years didn't do so for old racists to launch political careers, while screaming with entitlement that they deserve to have their way. Stop being an arsehole. Okay! The progress that's been made within the realms of civil rights cannot simply be abandoned and set back overnight, reversing all advancements by 4 or 5 decades. Stop being an arsehole. Okay! The charlatans who rant against the changing of the tide inevitably use all their advantages to hide when the proverbial hits the fan, and will be first to place the blame by protesting far too much when they should really be ashamed. So let's all shout out loud when there are bigots holding court. Let frank words overpower and cut their frantic raving short. The darker days of history must not be seen again. Stop being an arsehole. Amen. Thank you very much indeed there, ladies and gents. Thank you very much indeed. Lots of people shouting okay there in emoji form. Thank you very much for that. So, ladies and gents, I'm going to go back to the songbook again now. Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire songbook, which is available to purchase as a hard copy or as a digital download from my website. Okay, there are 18 ukulele favourites. Stop being an arsehole's in there, but the lyrics, not the chords. Okay, so this next song, you've had a song about the joys of not getting married. This next song is about the joys of not having children. Now, this is on page 24 of the songbook, for those of you who are following along, if anybody is. So, yes. I'm tired of conversations with my friends and family about what I think the future holds for my best girl and me. I fully understand exactly what they're driving at, and unfortunately my answer tends to leave them somewhat flat. Unsubtle hints are met with awkwardness, so I feel I am required to confess. I don't want kids, I just want pets. I can't foresee that this will be one of my great regrets. Your kids are fine, 'cause they're not mine. To me a life without children sounds divine. I try to make excuses when folks arrive with their baby. There's nothing I dread more than someone handing it to me, but declining offers to have them rested on your knee makes one a pariah within polite society. The room looks round with eyes of pure dismay, and no one will believe it when you say, I don't want kids, I don't want kids, I just want pets, I just want pets. I can't see that this will be one of my great regrets. Your kids are fine, your kids are fine, 'cause they're not mine. To me a life without children sounds divine. Children can be fun, and yours I'm very fond of, it is true. The advantage is that when I grow weary of their noise, I can direct them back to you. I don't want kids, I don't want kids, I just want pets, I just want pets. I can't see that this will be one of my great regrets. Your kids are fine, your kids are fine, 'cause they're not mine. To me a life without children sounds divine. I don't want kids, I don't want kids, I just want pets, I just want pets. I can't foresee that this will be. Your kids are fine, your kids are fine, 'cause they're not mine. To me a life without children sounds divine. Thank you very much indeed there, ladies and gents. Thank you very much indeed. Now, we're actually coming towards the climax of the evening. In fact, we are there. We're there. My brand new single, Let's Get Ready to Turn It On, was released today. And this live stream was set up to celebrate that fact. You can now stream and download and purchase Let's Get Ready to Turn It On from all the usual places, from my website particularly, because I get more money, or Bandcamp is a very good place as well. Now, this song features the marvellous Madam Misfit on the clarinet and Mr. Ben Dawson on piano. If you're enjoying this evening, I just need to remind you, if you are enjoying this evening, then please do go on and have a look at the links below the video. You can find a PayPal link if you want to give me a bit of a tip. Paying for the enjoyment that you're having this evening, be lovely. There's various places where you can purchase stuff, but also if you're interested in finding more music from the marvellous Madam Misfit, then there is a link to her website there as well. So yes, this next song is my new single. So I do hope you enjoy it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually a song, it's a pep talk that I give to myself in the mirror before all kinds of social engagements. It goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right then, pay attention, we need to have a word. You might not like what I'm about to say. Quite frankly, your behaviour can sometimes be absurd, and first impressions linger when people walk away. Park all the petty grievances outside. If you need to, lie down in a darkened room. Check your stubborn Mr. resurrected pride. Have a stiff swig of whiskey, this will be over very soon. But let's get ready to turn it on, and at least take a look as if we're having fun. Save snark and pessimism the people have got. Let's try to turn it on. Let's get ready to turn it on. Don't drop out now before the party's begun. Be as sullen as you like when the evening's done, but let's try to turn it on. Look, I know this can be something of a chore, but it's time to take a breath now and be strong. And really, you might have considered this before. You sent the RSVP and agreed to come along. Take a long, hard look in the mirror at your face and curve the sarcastic tone for now. Wind your neck in, this is neither the time nor the place. We need to find a way to play the game somehow. Let's get ready to turn it on and try to put a cap on all the terrible puns. Resist the urge to grab your coat and run. Let's try to turn it on. Let's get ready to turn it on. With some effort, some flavour can be easily won. Put a zip on it now or it'll come undone. Let's try to turn it on. Ladies and gentlemen, the marvellous Madam Misfit on clarinet and the wonderful Mr. Ben Dawson on piano. Let's get ready to turn it on. And if someone asks you questions, please try to respond. Interactions like this don't need to be prolonged. Let's try to turn it on. Let's get ready to turn it on. If you simply try it out, you might prove yourself wrong. Come on now, champ, you know that you can be strong. Let's try to turn it on. Let's get ready to turn it on. There we go there, ladies and gentlemen. Brand new single, available to purchase, stream, download now from all the usual places. Interestingly enough, Madam Misfit has just, I'll start again. Madam Misfit released another track today as part of the Prohibition Manchester Swing Sisters Volume 1 album. So actually there's a link to that in the description. And it's an album that features 9 electro swing bangers by some of the best female identifying artists, producers on the electro swing scene currently in the UK, and Europe, I think, as well. So get on there and have a listen to that. Some fantastic stuff there. So we are coming towards the end of the set. I will be taking questions afterwards as well. Okay, so do stick around for that. The last couple of years can be summed up by this song. I wrote this song during lockdown because I got the sense that lots of people were feeling this. And things don't seem to be getting any better in the UK at the moment. I don't know how it is in the rest of the world. We're having a fuel crisis at the moment, and there's very little on supermarket shelves. It could be quite a scary winter. So with that in mind, this is a song called Well, This Is Shit. It's actually in the songbook, this one. So it is on page 51 of the songbook. Those of you who weren't aware, Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire songbook, 18 original songs in there. You can get it as a PDF download or as a hard copy through my website, links below. So this is a song called Well, This Is Shit. There's nothing anyone can do, there's nothing anyone can say. There's little can be done right now to make this go away. Cliched simple platitudes do naught to quell the dread, and the breadth and gravity just send me crawling back to bed. It's useless in this moment to say we'll get through this somehow. There's time enough for action, but that time isn't now. Soon we can start planning for what may come to be. But what I can really use right now is a bacon roll and a cup of tea. I don't need positive affirmations, I need to scream and bawl. The unrealistic expectations won't help with this at all. This is shit. Well, this is shit. I'm not expecting answers because they're out of your remit. I'm not looking for solutions, just for someone to admit that this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. You're trying to be helpful, and that is always nice. But right now, all logic only great, so don't try to give advice. I need someone to rant at who will not judge or take offence at my incessant fucking swearing and my unfiltered sentiments. So stop the pragmatic interventions, just nod and say you'll understand. Pretend I'm not being an unreasonable arsehole and hold on to my hand. This is shit. Well, this is shit. I'm not expecting answers because they're out of your remit. I'm not looking for solutions, just for someone to admit that this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. So let's all sit and just quietly get pissed and drunkenly attempt to overanalyze all of this. We may now be bidding the old times goodbye, so let's not feel too embarrassed to have a bloody good cry. This is shit. Well, this is shit. I'm not expecting answers because they're out of your remit. I'm not looking for solutions, just for someone to admit that this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. Well, this is shit. Oh, this is shit. I'm not expecting answers because they're out of your remit. I'm not looking for solutions, just for someone to admit that this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. Well, this is shit. Oh, this is shit. I'm not expecting answers because they're out of your remit. I'm not looking for solutions, just for someone to admit that this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. Well, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. Thank you very much indeed there, ladies and gents. Thank you very much indeed. Of course, the piano stylings of Mr. Tom Carradine there. Go and check out his Cockney sing-along every Thursday on Facebook. Or actually, he's going out and about doing his Cockney sing-along again now because gigs are starting to happen. I'm very excited that my gig in London on the 15th of October at the Water Rats might actually be going ahead. My first headline gig in London. It's been a while. It should have happened 2 years ago. But it's been postponed and all of that kind of stuff. So that is actually happening. Then in November, I'm going to be in Northampton. And also Edinburgh at the end of November as well. And then in December, I'm going to be in Bedford. I've also got a gig that I'm going to announce very soon coming up in King's Lynn as well. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a special one, that one. So yes, gigs look like they might be going ahead again. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for them. I'm going to leave you with this last song now. I'm going to take my Banjo-Laylee off my shoulder and then settle down to answer some questions, okay? But for many people, this is the song you've been waiting all evening for. This was the song that was my viral hit. It doesn't need any introduction, really. I wrote this after a rather stressful work meeting. So this is going to be my last song. I've tried, and I've tried even more. I've cried, and I can't recall what for. I pressed, I pushed, I yelled, I begged in hopes of some success. But the inevitable fact is that it never will impress. I've no more fucks to give, my fucks have runneth dry. I've tried to go fuck shopping, but there's no fucks left to buy. I've no more fucks to give, the more fucks I've tried to get. I'm over my fuck budget, and I'm now in fucking debt. I strive to get everything done. I've played by all the rules, but I've very rarely won. I've smiled, I've charmed, I've wooed and laughed, alas to no avail. I've run round like a moron to unequivocally fail. I've no more fucks to give. My fuck fuse has just blown. I've been hunting for my fucks all day, but they've upped and fucked off home. I've no more fucks to give. My fuck rations are depleted. I've rallied my fuck army, but it's been fucking defeated. The effort has just not been worth the time or the expense. I've exhausted all my energy for minimal recompense. The complete lack of acknowledgement has now begun to gall, and I've come to realize that I don't give a fuck at all. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have flown away. My fucks are now so fucked off they've refused to fucking stay. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have gone insane. They've come back round and past me while they're fucking off again. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have all been spent. My fucks won't be involved. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have all been spent. They fucked off from the building and I don't know where they went. I've no more fucks to give. I've no more fucks to give. I've no more fucks. I've no more fucks. I've no more fucks to give. Thank you very much there, ladies and gents. Again, tripping over my own words there. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. If you have enjoyed this, then feel free to follow the link below and give me a little virtual tip through PayPal, or go onto the website, have a look at the various things that you can buy on there. The new single, Let's Get It Ready to Turn It On, is out now, and you can download it, you can purchase it, you can stream it from all the usual places, including my website. Lots of links below. If you are interested in joining my Patreon community as well, that's ever growing at the moment. Be lovely to see some of you on there. I share all kinds of things. I've been sharing lots of new stuff and lots of new songs on there, which will be going on the new album when that eventually does come out. Also, don't forget that gig in London on the 15th of October at the Water Rats. It'd be lovely to see some of you there as well. So I'm going to take the Banjo-Laylee off now. And pop it down. I'm also going to turn this reverb off on my voice. So I sound a little bit more normal. And then I'm going to bring this a little bit closer. Hopefully not pulling everything over. So I can try and answer some of your questions. So if anybody has got any questions that they want to ask me, do feel free to ask me questions in the comments and I will try and answer them. Okay. So question, when will your t-shirts be back in stock again? Now, that's a very good question there. Now the t-shirts, I've actually stopped selling them so much through the website. I need to take them off of the website actually, because they're now going through my Dizzy Jam shop, who basically print them and get them sent out on my behalf rather than me having to have boxes and boxes of t-shirts in the house. I've got a very small house. I've only got very limited space for t-shirts. They were quite popular, so I outsourced that to Dizzy Jam. So if you are interested in buying any of the t-shirts, and there's lots of other designs on there now as well. So my Dizzy Jam shop is actually, there's a link to that below in the description. So in terms of t-shirts, you can find them on there. So let's have a look and see. Have to ask how Suki's doing. Give us some love from me. Okay, Cody. Yes, Suki's doing very well. She's very old. She is 14 now. So I'm not going to be carting her up the stairs for everybody, unfortunately. She was quite ill back in February, and we were a little bit worried about her. But she's on the right kind of medication now, and she's slowed down a lot. For those of you who don't know, Suki is my 14-year-old German Shepherd, and actually inspired awkward encounters while walking my dog. So she is getting on. She likes sleeping on the sofa a lot at the moment. I take her out, but we can only make it as far as around the block these days. But she's very well. She's happy. she's nice and chilled out. And because both me and my partner are at home at the moment, and because I'm now working from home, she gets to see us all day, so she's quite happy with that, which is quite nice. So let's have a look at what other questions are on here. Johnny Blades, hi Johnny, how are you? When are you coming up north? At some point soon. Now, I have actually got a gig in Whitby in February. I'm playing at Whitby Steampunk Festival. So if that's north enough for you there, Johnny, I will be up in February. But I am looking at booking more things in. I realise that the rescheduled gigs were kind of slashed back quite substantially. So there's far fewer places than I'm actually getting to. And it's less of a tour and more of just a few sporadic gigs. But I am trying to add to those. But I will be up in Whitby in February at the Steampunk Weekend. Is that a proper bow tie or is that a clip-on? Now, this is controversial, okay? So I do wear clip-on bow ties, unfortunately, just because they're a lot easier to take on and off. And there is less faffing with them backstage and that kind of thing. I'm quite lazy. I can tie a proper bow tie, but I choose not to. So I'm quite lazy with that. Do you plan any gigs in Scotland? So, hi, Al. I'm actually playing in Edinburgh at the end of November. So I think it's the 27th of November at the Voodoo Rooms in Edinburgh. So it'd be lovely to see you. Come along to that. I should put the links below, actually, shouldn't I? Really, I should put the links to the gigs below. I'll put them in the description in a little while. Okay. That's a very good question there from Blue Roses 8. Are you able to put your cover of Wuthering Heights on Spotify? I'm not, because it causes all kinds of issues with copyright. Now, I think Spotify actually do something for it, so I don't really trust kind of copyrights and things like that. I just don't want to get into trouble for anything. So the Wuthering Heights one, unfortunately, for the time being, is having to stay just as a thing. But actually, if you come and join my Patreon community, then you can actually access it as a download from there. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the comments here and try and scroll some of those. Do you play any gigs in Scotland? What about Michigan? Okay, now I'd love to come over to the States at some point. The issue I have, obviously, pandemic aside, I've got a very old dog at the moment. I don't really want to leave her behind. We don't think she's got a huge amount of time left with us, and so we want to enjoy that as much as possible. But if someone wants to help me organise a tour in the States, I've no idea where to begin with that. That seems like a thing. I want to get the UK out of the way first, because I've hardly toured the UK really at all. So I would love to come over to the States at some point, and lots of questions about that. The other problem I have is I don't drive, so I rely on public transport, and America's quite big if you don't drive. I remember being in Las Vegas one time and somebody telling us that something was just round the corner, 10 minutes away. So we thought we'd try and walk it. But obviously they meant 10 minutes by car, not by walking. Walking through the desert heat. It wasn't particularly nice. So if I can find a way of doing it, then yes, that would be something I would love to do in the future. Well, yes, absolutely, Shakila. I am really, really desperate to have a European tour in the same way. It just, at the moment, everything's just gone to shit, hasn't it? Everything's just really difficult at the moment. Now, had not all of the pandemic thing happened, then potentially these things would already be in the works. But I'm still just trying to get around the UK at the moment. So absolutely, all of those things are things I would love to do in the future. But it's going to be a little while, unfortunately, until that happens. But I'm not saying I'm not going to do them, because I will be at some point. What's it like having the most majestic beard on the internet? Is it true that other men give your beard right away? Thank you very much, Jenya. There are more impressive beards than mine online, I must say. There are, so I do get beard envy looking at other people. I'm actually a brand ambassador for Captain Fawcett's, who are a company that keep me all keep my beard smelling nice and nicely washed and groomed and that kind of thing. So Captain Fawcett's are a great company, great beard company for that. Give them a little bit of a plug on here. So. The stream has shut down. Somebody just told me. Is this coming through at all? It seems to have just stopped. I can't tell whether it's working or not. There seems to be a few more people watching at the moment, but I don't know what's happened here. Could you let me know what's going on? Because according to my screen here, it's yes. Okay, I'll carry on trying to answer some of these questions anyway. Apologies for this. So let's just go back to some of these. Let's just scroll back through a little bit. How experimental are you ever willing to get with your music? I'm actually quite willing to be fairly experimental with the music, I have to say. But we'll have to see. I mean, I've got a very definite style, I think, at the moment that seems to do fairly well. But you can probably see the differences and the changes in the album there. We'll have to see in the future. I like things, how they're sounding at the moment. I've started adding some guitar into it. I've been practicing the old guitar for the last few months. So yes, potentially more experimental in the future. So yeah, absolutely. So Borum Van Pels, someone I've been asking about instrument collection video. Is that coming? I will do. I promise you, I will do an instrument collection video in the next month or so. It'd be a nice, easy one to do. I'll talk you through my instrument collection. So yes, that is coming at some point. Think you'll ever do a show near Worcestershire, Gloucestershire? Absolutely, of course I will. Definitely up for that. Trying to get to most places in the UK. But it's been limited, unfortunately, over the last few months. So, yes, definitely, I do want to get there. Are people hearing me still? Please do let me know if you are hearing me. Some people saying the stream looks fine. I've just got a circle spinning around on the screen at the moment, but I can see that some people are still watching. So, yes, I'm assuming that I'm still talking to some people. So, right. Okay, so Bob Gorilla asks about the London Bells. Yeah, very potentially I might be working with them again in the future. I'd love to, but obviously they've not been able to meet up during the pandemic either, so they've been having to do stuff, lots of things virtually. What did you listen to when you were a kid? That's a great question, Dean Wilson. So when I was a kid, well, the first album I ever owned was actually "But Seriously" by Phil Collins. And the second album I ever owned was "Sunshine on Leith" by the Proclaimers. And yeah, so I was quite heavily influenced by my parents' music tastes and my grandparents' music tastes. So my dad was very much into lots of the 70s folk revival stuff. My mum liked Motown and disco. And then when I was a teenager, I got very into heavy metal and punk music, as well as being part of various musical theatre companies and opera companies and things like that as well. So it's been eclectic, to say the least. My influences have been wide-reaching, let's just say. Johnny Blades tells me to get a driving license. Yes, I know. I'm just cars are scary. They're like a a weapon of mass destruction. So yeah, things keep cutting in and out, I think, at the moment. So I think what I'll try and do, loving the hat collection behind you. Which your favourite PS? Good to know. Okay. So yeah, the hat collection behind me. I don't know which one my favourite is at the moment. The newest ones. I bought this in Cambridge from Laird Hatters on my birthday. This one and this one. So this one's a little bit different for me. I'm not used to wearing these kind of things, but it's growing on me. But I like a flat cap. This one's a very nice one. I do. I don't know. I don't have a favourite one. It changes. It does change. When did you start with the ukulele? Great question there. I actually started playing the ukulele in 20 properly. I started about 2015. It was because I got cajoled into hosting a night, a cabaret night in Milton Keynes, and I needed. I'd used all my jokes up the first time I did it, and so I needed something that I could just play songs with, and a ukulele looked far funnier than a guitar, and that was my thought process. I'm 6'3", and playing a soprano ukulele is always funny for a big person to be doing. So it's a cheap laugh, and that's why I started playing. So yeah, probably about 6 or 7 years I've been playing the ukulele now, properly, really. But I played the guitar before that, you see. Michael says that we need a metal song. I've done a couple, but I'll try and do a few more. I think I've been rocking out on my Banjo-Laylee, to do my metal and rock classics. How much do you like rap, and who's your favourite rapper? Well, this is the thing. I like all types of music. I'm going to say Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhyme, is my favourite rapper. KCS has asked, "Are your messages showing?" I'm seeing that one. I'm just having a look back through to see when you start with the ukulele. Well, yes, I've answered that one. What are your top tips for anyone wanting to learn an instrument? Patience, I think, is the top tip, and also go online. There's all kinds of resources on there. You can teach yourself any instrument probably through YouTube. You don't necessarily need to pay for lessons. initially, I would say, unless you learn in that kind of way. But yeah, there's all kinds of resources online, so it's never been easier to learn an instrument. And ukulele is a good one to learn because it's cheap and easy, and you can get something quite decent out of it very easily. Okay, Michael asked me, how did I get involved in music? Well, I've been in creating music. Well, I've been in various music acts since I was about 12. We started off in the garage of my house, playing a guitar and a cardboard box and an empty gas canister as a drum kit, and playing along to Guns N' Roses songs. And then I was in punk bands when I was a teenager because I went all punk rock at that point, and at university. I've been in various rock bands as well. So, but I've also kind of been involved in lots of musical theatre and choirs and that kind of thing too. So, yes, I've been involved since school really. It's when I've been involved on that. Do you ever play that mandolin banjo? That's a very good question as well. Do I ever play the mandolin banjo behind me? No, not at the moment. I need to get it looked at. I found it in a shop. It looked beautiful, and and I had to buy it. I did the same thing with an accordion the other week. I haven't had the time to be able to learn how to play it, but it needs to be worked on. Somebody needs to have a look at it who knows what they're doing with it, because I have no idea. But I do intend to play it at some point. So yes. Is there any chance of any of those old garage or punk rock days were recorded for posterity? Unfortunately not. There's a few photographs that come out online every so often, but there's not a lot of video evidence of that. I'm glad, because I like to imagine that I was really cool back in those days. And actually, if I saw myself, I probably would not actually think that anymore. So, unfortunately, not. You might see some photographs every so often, but it was the days before digital music. You see, when it was easy to record things. Would you ever play Japanese instruments? I'd be open to it. Absolutely. Yeah, it's not something that I've really come across or attempted at any point. But yes, absolutely, I'd be open to that. What kind of things are you thinking? Be very interesting to do. Okay, ladies and gents. So I am going to leave it there. I'm still not sure that I'm coming through properly on here. I could just see the spiraling on my screen at the moment. All I can see is it looks like I'm not actually on at all. But there's lots of people watching still, so I'm assuming that that people are still there. If we've got any more questions, how much did you spend on a Banjo-Laylee? Well, my Banjo-Laylees are not that expensive. The electric one costs about 200 quid. It's a decent quality one. Um, but you can spend far more on it. There are better quality ones than that. But yeah, it depends on how much you want to spend, really. You can get really expensive ones, particularly some of the old vintage ones. Or you can actually you can pick one up for very, very cheap. And mine have been kind of mid-range ones, the ones that I've always had. Yes, I definitely would tour Germany. Um, apparently, the public transport is very good. So yes, yeah, absolutely. I think Germany's definitely on the list. According to Spotify, is one of my top countries. The top being the US. London is actually my top my top city. So folks in London, I hope you're going to be coming along on the 15th to the Water Rats gig. Okay, is your uke tuned in the British way? GCEA is how my ukulele is tuned. I don't know if that's a particularly British way, but potentially. So yeah, that's standard tuning as far as I was aware. I'm not an expert though, really. So can you practice the Billy Connolly, Leo Maguire song for when you come to Scotland? I'll have a look at it and I'll see, potentially. Okay, ladies and gents, I am going to leave it there. It has been absolutely wonderful that you've all joined me this evening. If you do want to leave me a little tip on PayPal, then feel free to do it. The link is below in the description. If you visit my website, you can find the details of my tour dates as well. They are quite limited at the moment, but they are starting to grow, so I'm starting to get more and more of them. So, yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this evening. I'm going to go and have some dinner now, and a little drink, and I will hopefully see you all out and about at some point in the future. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a really, really good evening, and I'll hopefully see you all very soon. Take care.